In this video, I thought I would share my Nintendo DS and 3DS collection. Again, I'm combining, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. I'm combining two consoles together, although this time you could argue that they go together a lot better than the previous combination. But I'm combining them together because I don't have a lot. I have 3 DS games, and let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3DS games. Now, let me just mention again, if you haven't seen my previous videos, that I used to have a lot more games, but I sold a lot of them many years ago now. I guess 5 or 6 years ago now. And some of them I sold because I didn't care about them anymore. Others I sold with the intention of buying back in Japanese, if the original language was Japanese. And I have bought back some of them, but the majority of them I haven't. One in particular I will talk about later. But without further ado, it has been long enough. So let's get started with the first game. The first game is Another Code. 2 Memories, I guess. That's no Kyoku. I think in English the official name is Trace Memories or something like that. But in Japanese it's Another Code, which I often confuse. Oh, not confuse, but I often say Another Eden by mistake. I'm not sure if I did now, but if I did, I meant Another Code. Man, this is a really short game. Like, it's under 10 hours, but it is amazing. It's one of my favorite games on the DS. It actually really makes use of the fact that it's a DS. I don't wanna spoil it, but if you play it on an emulator instead, there's at least one puzzle that just will not make sense. And even with the actual DS, I had to look it up because I just was not thinking about that sort of use. This was so novel to me. Basically, this is a point-and-click adventure game. There's a mystery to resolve, and you gotta look for clues and press on the screen with the stylus and stuff. And well, I don't want to say too much, but it's really good. There's a sequel, I think, on the Wii, but I have not played it, sadly. But I hear it wasn't as good, maybe. But I'd still like to try it at some point. Oh yeah, that's true. Manuals. Oh, you can't even see it. Manuals. No, I can see manuals that are full color. Yeah, that was Another Code. That's no Kyoku. Next game is a game that probably needs no introduction if you play JRPGs, and that is Chrono Trigger. Now, I actually have not played Chrono Trigger on the SNES. This was my first time playing this game, and boy, what a game. The game was definitely way ahead of its time, and it has aged very well, I would say. Well, not the DS exclusive parts of it, let's be honest, but the actual original game content was still very good, despite being somewhat short. Actually, it's probably great because it's short. It's like 20 hours, 15, 20 hours, I think. But that's all it needed to be. So, in case you don't know this, this is a JRPG that was created by Square Enix. Or potentially, I think it was before Square Enix was a thing. which is what made it a crazy game. It was like the creators of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, I think, maybe. Well, it's definitely Dragon Quest / Dragon Ball art, so that's why I think it was Dragon Quest. Got together to make one game. Something that would probably not happen again nowadays, but yeah, it was a great game. I don't really want to spoil too much, but the one thing that like really made me realize that this game was more than meets the eye was the trial. I don't want to spoil anything, but I was really surprised at the trial part, how every single one of my actions came back to bite me in the ass. Actions that are normally very normal in any other JRPG. But if you haven't played this game, I really recommend you do. The DS version is very accessible. I mean, you can always emulate it if you want to, or you can get it on the DS, or there's probably other ways to play it. Obviously, the SNES, the original version, but that's probably very expensive. And I don't know, maybe it's available on some sort of eShop, but I'm not aware because this was my version of choice. Next up, we get to the final DS game, and also a series that you are probably familiar with if you've watched my previous game collection video, and that is, of course, none other than Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Yes, another Fire Emblem game. I think it's called in Japanese Shin Ankokuryu to Hikari no Ken. So this is a remake of the very first Fire Emblem game. And I mean, it does show its age. It doesn't play anything like other 3DS, DS I should say, Fire Emblem games. I mean, it plays similarly, but it's very basic. Having said that, I really did enjoy it. I like Marth. That's Marth, right? Yeah, I like Marth over here. He was the character that I played the most when I played Smash Melee. And I mean, to this day, he's the character that I play the most, but I really suck. I abuse counter. If you've seen my 3DS Smash video from like 2014 or something, 2015 maybe, I got so many comments on using counters and taunting and how I wasn't good at it. And honestly, it's true, I'm not good, but I don't care, it's fun. Anyways, yeah, this is probably not the Fire Emblem game you should get if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, but if you have and you just want to dive deeper, it's a fun one. It's fun to see where the series started, basically, although in a more modern version, or modern to the DS time, at least. Next up, we've got the first 3DS game, which is also a Fire Emblem game. That is Fire Emblem If, or in Japanese it's If, in, what is it in English? Fates. Fire Emblem Fates. So, well, first of all, this is one side, and this is the other side. So, well, first of all, there's the black spine, because I think that's because it's, no, is it because it's rated C? Yeah, I think it is, because I don't have another rated C game. That means 15 years old and higher. Hold on, now that I think about it, I have this, but this was inside this box. Yes, I have this version. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it was way cheaper in Japanese than the North American version. Actually, this image here, I have a poster of this. If I think about it, I'll add a picture, but assuming I don't think about it, if you watch my room tour from a couple years ago, it's the poster is a bit controversial, and I totally get it. It's basically 3 games, and you had to buy all 3 games to get the full story. It's like they tried to pull a Pokemon, but made it even worse. And the game wasn't all that well received, especially coming after Awakening, which was the game that saved the franchise, literally. Which I have played, but I do not own it because it's one of the games that I've sold, like I mentioned in the beginning. But this, like, I still think the gameplay was very fun, and it played very smoothly. But yeah, the story wasn't exactly perfect, but at the end of the day I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. Is there anything special in this? I don't think there is. Oh, there's an art book. Can I get it out? Oh yeah. So here's the art book. I don't remember the names of the families, but this is the red family, I guess, on this side, and then the other family. I think this might be Hoshino, but I could be wrong. Does it say it on the box, actually? Maybe it does, but I don't feel like reading all of that. Which side is the front? Is it this side or this side? Maybe there isn't a side. Okay, this is a very, very colorful page here. Let's jump a couple of pages, hopefully. There's no spoilers. If there is, sorry, the game is pretty old anyways. Anyways, that's probably gonna be it. So, that was Fire Emblem Fates. Next up, we've got the final Fire Emblem game for this collection video. There'll be more obviously on the Switch, but for now, that's the last one. That is Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember what it's called in English. This is Fire Emblem Mo Hitori no Eiyu o Echoes. So this one was a remake of the second game, I believe, Gaiden. And honestly, it was very well received. There's still to this day some people who call this their favorite game. I don't personally agree with that, but I did have quite a lot of fun with it. It was nice being able to like move around in some maps, but and also having the dual protagonist again with their own stories each that cross over at some point. That's always fun. It's been a long time though since I've played it, so I literally don't even remember their names. But yeah, I mean, if you've played the newer Fire Emblem games and you want to go backwards, this is definitely one to try. I've got to say, pretty much all the games going forward, I haven't played. No, that's not true, okay. Some of them I have played, just not the Japanese version, which I own. This was buying back the English game in Japanese, but the next 3 games I have yet to play. The first one is Mario and Luigi RPG1 TX. I do not remember which game this is in English, so hopefully I'll put the title like somewhere in the middle in Japanese, in English. But actually, I'm pretty sure I've played. Okay, so let me calm down for a second. This, I believe, is either a port or a remake of another one of the Super Mario game, Super Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi. I really don't remember what it's called in English. But yeah, I think I had played the original a little bit, because the back looks familiar, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. The one I think I had played was Superstar Saga. So if the title I put on here was that, then yes, I did play the original. And if it's not that, then no, I have not played this at all. So you can probably guess what the next one is going to be. Well, you're wrong. It is not Mario and Luigi RPG 2, because it is Mario and Luigi RPG 3. When I bought these, 1 and 2 were on sale, but 2 was not, so I didn't buy it. And I guess it's a good thing I didn't, because I haven't even played 1 yet, so... But it would be cool to have it. So, yeah, needless to say, I have not played this one. But, you know, the Mario RPG games are pretty fun from what I hear, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it once I get around to it. And the next one is still in the same series. I've got to look at it because I don't know what the name is. Mario and Luigi RPG Paper Mario Mix. No idea what this one is. I mean, it's clearly a Paper Mario one, but I don't know which one that would be. But you know, because I totally thought to put it on screen. So with Paper Mario, I know for a fact I've played the one on Nintendo 64, but I never finished it. I would just borrow it at my local video game rental place as a kid, play it for like 2 days, and then have to bring it back. And then, of course, the next time my save file would be gone, so I would restart. And I never got around to finishing it. I don't think this is a remake of that one, though. I don't know if it's even a remake, but the fact that it says mix, maybe. Mario and Luigi Take Janai Paper Mario to Sannin de Daiboken. It doesn't seem to say anything about what the original was, if there was an original one. Torio Action, Torio Attack, Teki o Pera Pera Nishite Sannin no Kyōryoku Kōgeki. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, there's this game. Now, next game, we are out of the Mario and Luigi RPG series, but still in the Mario world. That is Mario Golf World Tour. I feel like it's called something different in English, but again, I'm not too sure. This I have played a little bit of it, but not too much. I've played maybe like an hour of it, and I think it was fun, yeah. I guess I just wasn't in the mood, and I didn't go back to it. But I definitely want to go back to it at some point, because I like golf games and stuff like that. Also, especially when they're not super realistic. But I liked golf on like the Wii Sports game, and there was one that I played on PC. I don't remember what it's called, but I played it so much. But yeah, so that's Mario Golf. Next up is another series that has featured on this channel before, and that is Pokemon Omega Ruby. Now, I have played this in English, but I haven't played this version in Japanese. Actually, I say I've played. Yeah, I have played. No. Yeah, I think it's Omega Ruby that I played, and not Alpha Sapphire. But I always remember how in Ruby, the original game, I had gotten into shiny hunting, and I tried to get shiny Groudon. I soft reset it about 1,000 times, then gave up, then spoilers, but the game is old. To like kind of retcon this into being an alternate universe, if I remember correctly, which is why things were different than the original. I actually enjoyed that. I know a lot of people didn't, but personally I enjoyed it, and Chrono is awesome. So is Rayquaza. You can probably guess what the next game is. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Now this I haven't played, neither in Japanese or English. But I know at some point I kind of wanted to buy every single Pokemon game because I just really liked Pokemon. And to be honest, I kind of still want to do that, but like it's not really a priority. Especially like the latest games have not been all that great from what I hear. Admittedly, I have not played anything past anything since the Switch, besides a little bit of Let's Go Pikachu. But I haven't played Sword and Shield. Oh no, that's a lie. I haven't played Sword and Shield. I have played Arceus or Arceus. I don't remember. And but I haven't played what is it? Violet, Scarlet and Violet. I think I haven't played them. Anyways, but yeah. So now for the final game. I guess you've got a 50-50% chance of guessing which game it is. Technically, actually, I guess 25% chance, because I guess there was the sequels in a way. Let me check myself which one it is. Okay, it's Pokemon Moon. Yeah, it's just Moon. Yeah, regular Moon. Again, I've played this in English. This is Japanese version, which I have not played. I actually really like this game. The beginning was very slow, of course, as everyone knows. But besides that, I actually had a lot of fun with it. I liked the graphics. I liked trying to catch them all. I had gotten most of the Pokemon, but then at some point I just kind of stopped for some reason. Because that's always how it is with Pokemon. I'll get really into it for a week or two and then stop. But well, except for Arceus, which I did get every Pokemon. But yeah, actually I really liked this, especially in retrospect, knowing what was to follow on the Switch. But yeah, so that was my Nintendo DS and 3DS collection. Listen, there's a lot more games that I would want to have. The 3DS and the 2DS have amazing catalogs of games. One that I do miss having was Rhythm Heaven Fever. Love the game, especially the one on Wii. But the DS one was good also, but again, I don't have it anymore. But for now, you know, that's it for my DS and 3DS collection. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Maybe I already know the game, but there's a chance that I don't, so might as well, right? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.